A look at the statistics. Thomas Souček and Bruno Fernandes joined the Premier League at the same time in January 2020. Fernandes has 35 appearances, Souček has 34. Fernandes has 19 goals, Souček has 19 goals and 14 assists. Souček has 10 goals and 0 assists.
It's another episode of Naija Football Talk, and today we're going to be taking a very different approach to the show. We're going to be looking at some of the biggest banter talking points from all of the leagues across Europe, especially Messi's contract saga, which a lot of people have a lot of opinions about. When we come back from this short break, we'll be going straight into the heat of the moment. My name is Chima. This is Naija Football Talk. Welcome back to Naija Football Talk. My name is Chima, and I have Kolade and Bolu with me on set. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Well,
was it, Kolade?
Yeah, it was a good one. Disappointed not to have taken all 3 points against United, but fair play.
And Tuchel finally won his first match. Yeah. Congratulations, bro.
Happy days.
Happy now.
Don't get too excited.
All right, so let's go straight into the heat of the moment, the gist of the day, the crux of the matter. We saw some very, very interesting takes from the football community over the past week. One of which is Werner and Martial's comparison of between Werner and Martial's seasons, and people saying that Martial has been the bigger flop. Despite Martial being involved in a lot of chances, a lot of goals, yet people still claim Werner has been a much better striker than Martial this season. So we're bringing it to our studio to talk about it. So what do you guys think about it, man?
Well, as much as I'm always slating Werner on this very issue, but come on. I have to admit that Martial is just worse. 2 goals.
Oh my goodness!
As bad as Werner,
I did not see that coming.
As bad as Werner has been, he has double the amount of league goals that Martial has. When I saw Martial coming on against Arsenal in the second half, I was happy because he started playing with 10 men. So that guy is just too bad.
Do you agree with him?
Of course. Look at Werner's statistics in the Premier League. He has 9 goal contributions. Check FPL too. He has higher points. So.
Are you sure you are not just saying it because you're a Chelsea fan?
Facts. Check the FPL. He has higher points, so that's all you need.
But actually, Martial is more of a threat these days than when you're looking at football with the eye test, basically. Because the numbers say one thing, then the eye test say another thing.
But the eye test says Martial has been missing a lot of chances.
Okay, he misses chances, but at least when he's up front, he gives at least a sort of oomph, if we may put it that way, to Man U's attack.
But Werner has assists this season, so even when he's not scoring, he's producing assists. So at least you can say that he's producing as an attacker compared to Martial, who is just missing chances and not doing anything else.
What do you think, Kolade?
Well, it's the same thing for me. Werner has been very bad, actually. When I think about it, this guy misses.
He's been very bad.
But this Martial guy, come on, for Cavani to be starting ahead of him consistently now, it's a sign that Ole himself has accepted that it is probably.
But Cavani is Cavani. I don't think that's a good benchmark.
But Cavani was brought in to be a backup to Martial.
And also remember, Martial has a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract.
Very laughable.
Suppose find the person.
That's very laughable. All right. Another point that came up was Carlton Cole, formerly of West Ham United, saying that Thomas Souček, you can see how he's rubbing his hands because it's a very juicy topic. Thomas Souček has performed better than Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United this season. There's a lot of heat going on, in fact, right now on Twitter, on social media, even on various sports platforms over Carlton Cole's comments. But we have to give our own 2 cents. So, Bolu, what do you think about Carlton Cole's comments?
A look at the statistics. Thomas Souček and Bruno Fernandes joined the Premier League at the same time in January 2020. Fernandes has 35 appearances, Souček has 34. Fernandes has 19 goals. Souček has 19 goals and 14 assists. Souček has 10 goals and 0 assists. Now, here's the juicy part. 9 of Fernandes' 19 goals are penalties. So basically, he's on the same goals as Souček. And Souček
from open play.
Souček
doesn't take penalties.
Souček doesn't take penalties, first of all. Souček plays in a deeper role in midfield compared to Bruno. And this is the Bruno who has won 4 Player of the Month awards, who is the best in the world, and he's on the same open play goals as someone who plays a DM. You know, it's just amazing. And you're wondering, if you also look into it deeper, Souček joined West Ham in a relegation fight.
Yes.
Now they are 5th in the table. Bruno joined Man U when they were somewhere between 8th thereabout. Took them to 3rd in the table last season. Now they are 2nd, which is good. But compared to Souček has had similar impact to West Ham.
But won't you say that Bruno's impact is a lot better since he was able to take because Manchester United is a team that is known that should be.
Remember, he has better teammates around him.
Okay, fair point. But what do you think about it?
My own take is that Bruno Fernandes has only 1 assist against Big Six opposition. Souček already scored against Liverpool. That means what? He has already done more against Bruno Fernandes. He has done more in Big Six against Bruno Fernandes in just that game against Liverpool. Bruno Fernandes cost £48 million. Souček cost £90 million. For less than half the price of Bruno Fernandes. The difference between them is not
so
Bruno Fernandes has been dispossessed the most times in the Premier League this season by anybody. I mean, by any midfielder than any other midfielder. That means this guy is, as good as he is, he's also not reliable on the ball. And when you consider that Souček is playing in a more defensive role, meanwhile Fernandes is playing a free role in attack, 11 goals, and when you remove his penalties, Souček is actually better. So for 19 million, 7 goals from open play, and where he has taken West Ham to, Carlton Cole is actually not that crazy. Souček is a good shot.
He has a point.
Than Fernandes.
Those are very, very good points anyway. But we'd like to hear what you people think about it. Tell us in the comment section. Do you think Werner has been better than Martial this season? Or do you think Souček has been better than Fernandes this season, or Fernandes? We would like to hear. We would like to read your comments. Stay tuned for the next segment. All right, moving on. So, guys, we finally saw Thomas Tuchel winning his first Chelsea game, and he did it with Alonso in the team, which was very surprising to me because Alonso has not been given enough chances to prove himself this season, but he won Thomas Tuchel his first game in charge. So is that a big shout for Alonso to be, more involved in Chelsea's season?
Yeah, probably. In the first game against Wolves, when I saw that we're playing a wing-back system and the wing-backs were going to be very, very high, Ben Chilwell actually missed about 2-3 chances. I said it myself. I did say to the people I was watching the game with that if that was Alonso, he would have buried those chances because he has this brilliant left foot. He has this crazy finishing ability. All that Alonso wants is just to not have to run back to defend. As long as he plays forward, he would perform.
Pogba Senior's tweets after the match that whoever made Alonso into a left back robbed us of the best strikers of our generation. And it's probably true because the man has some very
and he was a striker up until very late in his youth career.
Interesting. All right, so what do you think about the whole thing?
It's good, a good win for Chelsea, but I mean, I just give them 2 games before
they go back to default settings.
Before they start blaming Alonso again. He's good attacking. He's a good threat.
But of course, it's not even a starter. Chilwell is still our first choice left back. It's just for this system.
The only takeaway for me about Tuchel's win is the fact that he needs to sort his lineups. I noticed that a lot of Chelsea fans were not pleased with the fact that Reece James is suddenly not starting.
And
Zuma is not starting. Rudiger, of all people, is getting back into the lineup. So I just think he needs to bring that unity back.
You can't please anybody though. You can't please everybody.
But Reece James has been one of their top performers. So I don't see why it should have been.
But it also depends on the system too.
Callum Hudson-Odoi is now the starter, and I think Chelsea fans are happy to see that.
But it also depends on the system that Tuchel is bringing.
Yeah, certainly. I can't wait for us to switch back to a 4-man defense because that's the best, that's the strongest setup for the kind of squad we have, for the attackers we have. No, for real, because Zuma is our strongest defender. If we have Zuma back in the back four, Reece James on the right, Chilwell on the left, they can still play that same system but just with less defenders on the pitch. We can still play that same way.
All right, let's move on to Arsenal and Manchester United. The match that they gave us was underwhelming, but it was almost expected.
Yeah, it's a trend this season.
Yeah, it was underwhelming, but it was almost expected. Like, you expect games between the big sides to be a cracker, but then they come out as a...
This season, all those games have been disappointing.
Games Manchester United are involved in.
Wow.
It's been all the traditional big teams.
Manchester
Every time they've met
have
this
only
season,
scored against one big side this season,
which is
that was a
Tottenham.
penalty against Tottenham.
And they lost that game too, very overwhelmingly. So what do you have to say about the match in general, Colin?
Actually, it was a decent result. When I say decent result, in the sense that both teams had good chances to score. Cavani missed some sitters. And Lacazette had a free kick on the bar, and we also missed a couple of chances as well. But for me, Manchester United were the luckier side because Arsenal played without Aubameyang, without Saka, without Tierney. These are three of our best players so far, and we still managed to put up that performance against them. Also, Leno made a big save that kept us in the game, and I'm just happy that since Arteta took over as Arsenal manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
has not been able to score.
Talkless of a win. So
that's actually appalling, considering the fact that Ole is going into his third season. Yeah. What do you have to say about the match, bro?
Another Bruno stinker.
More reasons to take Carlton Cole's opinion seriously.
The day before the game, where I saw the reports that Thomas Partey was fit for the game, that was back in training and all, I knew Bruno was going to play rubbish.
Party after party.
Because every time Bruno plays against real midfielders on the opponent side, you can't see him in that game. You just won't. That's just Bruno. You just won't see him against real midfielders, and I'm tired of it. He just goes invisible in big games, and you just wonder, where is the world class that these people are talking, that people keep saying about Bruno?
If Schillaci was here, I'm sure he would want to.
He would have said something about him being a good penalty taker.
Well, no wahala, Sha. Let's just keep seeing how it goes, especially for Manchester United fans.
Also, Manchester United from being title challenger.
They are now top four.
They've taken their selfie with the first position. And also remember that this is Bruno's fifth game blanking, fifth consecutive game without a goal or assist. So
well, let's just see how it's going to play out for Manchester United fans who have gone from here to here in the hope chart. All right, when we come back from this short break, we'll be going straight into the talking points from the other leagues and especially the banter points. Stay with us. This is Naija Football Talk. Thank you to TopBet for sponsoring today's episode of Naija Football Talk. TopBet are your one-stop shop, your most trusted websites for betting tips, betting analysis, and game week analysis and game week predictions as well. If you are a punter and you need specialized tips and you also need expert opinions on who to stake your money on, make sure you visit the website showing on your screen right about now, topbet.com.ng. They are your plug